So, man, you guys wouldn't know because the power cord got pulled out and then the computer reset and then told me it had an issue and then had to restart itself, which pisses me off so bad. This is what I mean. This is actually, it's like everything's connected. This is actually going to tie into my rant. So I started the rant, I had the camera on, started going through the rundown of everything that's been going on. I've basically been getting over a virus. I strained my back, I've been healing my back. And I hate to say, one of the main reasons why it even happened is because when they have you working these 9-to-5 jobs and you're lifting and you're always that guy that's the strongest guy that, either they have you do certain jobs, or if they don't have you do certain jobs, basically my primary job is the most physical primary job at that job. So, it's not rocket science. If you don't rest enough, you could get hurt if you do anything stupid, like I did at home, like sit in a chair, slouch the wrong way, in a horrible posture. That's what happened. So basically, I started going on this rant before the whole damn thing got reset, and I go downstairs to get my clothes out of the wash, and my fucking wallet's jiggling around, and my clothes are sitting there just baking, and my fucking wallet and all the shit in my wallet's baking. So I'm like, now I have to figure out, is my credit card fucked up now? Like, cause that shit looks singed. Like, does the chip even work? Does the fucking credit card, like, I know a credit card may be able to survive a wash, but this was in the dryer. So, am I gonna have to get a new fucking card now? See, this is what I mean. So it's problem on top of problem. And I was gonna say, like, I wish I could come on here and rant about something positive or whatever, but like I always say, as you know, we live in a fucked up world. We live in a world where people are just retarded, and they're just lowlifes, and they're just retarded. It's and fucking deviant and perverts and shit. So what I was saying before was, I was saying there's always this weird paradox that you have, right? It's like this paradoxical thing to where, some people, they settle for things because it's not that they don't want them, because they do want them, but because they feel like it's astronomically hard, because either there's some weakness in them to where they don't want, like for instance, they don't want attractive women. Now me, I like attractive women. And I don't like unattractive women. Actually, when I say don't like, I mean like they actually, I kind of get, they make me a little angry sometimes. Not all the time, but there is sometimes some anger there, and I'll explain that. I'm going to explain that. When I say that, I mean the anger comes from the fact that, like, and I just have to say this as it is, I see a lot of strengths in attractive women that are, like, admirable. And then I a lot of times see a lot of weak traits in unattractive women. Like, I'll give you an example. For instance, like, height and strength. Why is it that there's always this little misshapen butterball friggin' 5'2" woman that's always, complaining, oh, my knee hurts, my back hurts, my this hurts, my that hurts. But you don't even squat. You don't squat, you don't go to the gym. You with your busted ass, like literally your busted misshapen ass, you should be doing squats because you have no ass. And someone will say, well, if she's a butterball, she's fat, shouldn't she have? Not all fat people have asses, bro. Because what I'm saying is the fat's not stored in the right place in the first place. There's no muscle there. So you just a hamster shaped. You know what a hamster looks like, right? A hamster's a fat little creature, but it don't have an ass, right? That's what I mean. Or no hips, no ass. You just, you just gross looking. You know what I mean? And you're weak and lazy. You ain't going to the gym. You don't want to change anything about yourself or put any work in to change anything about yourself. and then you want to complain about how some man mistreats you because what you're lacking to understand maybe is that, or maybe like I said, you're in denial, you're delusional. You don't understand that like the better you look and the more strong, the more admirable, the more attributes you have like that are higher attributes, not lower attributes, you will attract higher quality men that are willing to treat you better because they see you in a different light. That's my point, right? It's one of those things. But then it's like when you get these guys to where they date ugly women, they like some of these guys they actually like ugly women. Oddly enough, they like the ugly traits and shit. And I also have to say about that, like, the paradoxical thing is, think of this concept, right? Think of this concept real quick. Think of it like you had the the choice between an Outback Steakhouse barbecue ribs, which is probably delicious, and then you had the choice between that and some saltine crackers and some Vienna sausages. Now, someone may say, the Vienna sausages and the crackers have done me fine all these years. Why do I ever need to aspire or try the Outback ribs and the buttered biscuits? Now, I mean, that's a valid point. Like, okay, I get it. You have no real desire for the Outback ribs and the buttered biscuits because you've always had the Vienna sausages and the saltine crackers. Like, I get it. Oh, okay. But how do you not know that you're missing out on the ribs and the biscuits? You know? Like, that's my whole point, because I look at it like this. Once you've had the biscuits and you've had the ribs, you're never going to go back. You're gonna look at the Vienna sausages and the crackers like it's trash. Like, you're like, this shit is trash, man. And that's kind of my mentality. That's just the way I'm wired, right? So I look at it as a blessing that I was born to like attractive women, that I was born to like things that cause you to get active and things that have to cause you to be strong and be active and fit and agile and all this other stuff. Because those are the type of things that I like. And I like to gravitate towards people who are about those type of things. And that's it, and nothing else, right? I'm not saying like someone doesn't have input or they don't have value in something that they are very knowledgeable of or have value in, because those things are valued too. It's just they're valued in a different way and therefore a different time in a different place. Okay, like I'll put it like this: if someone is literally like a blob and they barely could move and they're literally go to the store and what's that thing called? They use a scooter when they're in the store. Like, you see those morbidly obese people using scooters in the store to shop. If you're like that, but then let's say you are like insanely good computer programmer or something. Well, let's say if me and some people were putting our creative input into creating like a game or something, right? Like an indie game, we would need someone like that, because you get what I'm saying? Like, they may not even have like the eye for like the concepts of creating cool characters or whatever, but they don't need a certain like hyper physicality, because all they need to do is program, and that's what they do, and they're a master at programming. So understand what I'm saying, all right? Just really get what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, though, some people do have a complex, and it is a very bad complex, to where they simply just fear trying to go above and beyond, because the problem is, it's not that they don't really want better, it's that they're afraid to put in the work they deep down know would even give them a chance of experiencing better, right? That's what I'm really saying. But that's not what this rant is fully about. It's just going to tie into some of the things I'm going to talk about in this rant. Hold on. So, well, the computer fucking restarted on me again, for whatever fucking stupid reason. But I'm not gonna let that discourage me from the rest of my rant, because this is shit that needs to be talked about. So I was saying, one of the biggest issues with this whole agenda that they have going on, where, you know, they want to queer kids all of a sudden, you know, which is really bad move, because you should not be messing with people's kids. Now, like I said before, you know, you could get yourself hurt messing with adults, obviously, but you get yourself killed messing with the kids. So, this whole thing about, you know, you're trying to groom kids systematically through every resource that you think you can. You know, you're trying to groom kids through media, schools, all this shit, and that's all it is grooming. You know, it's like this is deviant, pedophilic, sexual predator, fucking queer, deviant, gay type shit that's going on. That's what it is. You know, because like I said before, people don't like to say it like this or hear it like this, some people, which leads me to believe you're some of the very people who probably I'm talking about if you don't want to hear this shit, because, you know, the truth hurts. And if you're that much of a sissy already, a lot of things probably hurt you. You know, you're that sensitive about everything, and that's why you are who you are. That's my whole fucking point. It's all disgusting. It's a whole fucking mess. You know, they're trying to groom kids. It's all it really is. It's like they can say, oh, it's this and this. No. What it is you're trying to fucking groom kids. You're trying to queer these kids, bro. You're trying to take kids that could come out to be normal, straight adults. You're trying to turn them into messed up, queer weirdos that want to try to be trans and all this other shit, you know. And what I was saying before the computer cut off on me and restarted was, hold on. What I was saying was basically one of the biggest issues that us as black people have always had, which I see as a huge issue, is see, not just to go to say like, okay, we don't want to make wealth or create wealth for our next generation and the next generation, like per se, let's say the Jews, right? You know, which understand the concept. They understand the concept of like, you're going to set up wealth upon wealth, and you're actually going to, how do I say this? Institute backup upon backup upon contingency upon contingency and upon contingency of wealth. So your next generation and next generation and next generation has something, right? We've never accomplished that as black people on like a large scale. One of the things, this is an issue I have with my own race. One of the biggest issues I have is we always seem to have this weird, like, honestly, and I think it's kind of a soft kind of quality too. I don't like it because I feel like it's a kind of a pussy-ass quality. It's like this quality of reliance. It's like they don't want to be self-reliant. You don't want to be self-sufficient. You don't want to rely on yourself. You always want to rely on some source. Is like, you know, like you can't be the boss. You want to rely on, I'm just gonna say, I'm not trying to be racist, but it annoys me. Like, why do you always want to look to some white person as your fucking savior or something? Like, that white person has the money or some shit for you. You know what I mean? Like, get the money your fucking self and be your own fucking boss. you know. And if you're going, this is another thing I have. If you're going to work for someone, you know, you might want to take a background check on that person and make sure that that person isn't, again, like I'll say again, some fucking deviant, queer ass fiend that wants to prey on your children or try to prey on you. You know, you'll be looking like Terry Crews out here. Terry Crews talking about he went to a goddamn party and some gay motherfucker grabbed his balls or something. Terry, I don't know if I say this, but Terry, you should have knocked his block off, man. Terry Crews is a goddamn tank of a black man, and Terry Crews, man, you should have knocked that guy's. You should have knocked that guy's jaw off of his face, man. What are you doing? Hey, I don't know. When you get to the level of someone like Terry Crews, I guess the business connections and all that, and the money connections, you have to say face with certain types of people because that's where your money's. But that's the whole problem. That's the problem. The problem is you got shady, weak, little deviant ass, little pesky roach ass people that have the bulk of your money in the connections to your well-being and your money. See, like, that's the type of shit that I want nothing to do with. I do not, because it's like, nah, bro, you can't even. That's on another level, man. That's like, that's what I mean. That's what this is. That's actually what this whole thing is. What's going on with this thing about this whole, you know, you want to try to train kids that like, oh, it's okay if you like this and that. Maybe you're trans. Maybe you're gay. Maybe you're this. Like, nah, bro. You know, a developing kid is just a developing kid. You know, but like I'll say again, I'm gonna actually cut this off because I said really all I need to say. You know, at the end of the day, you want to strive for self-sufficiency, and if you want to be, you know, have partnerships and business relationships and all that, like, I'm just saying, you just may want to try. Just saying, if you can, because it always starts with a thought. I realize that's how things work in this world. It always starts with a thought in a movement, you know. So, like I'll say again, one of the issues we have as black people is we have this habit of having a dependent mentality. Like things like welfare, for instance. Like you're relying on the government instead of trying to create your own wealth and using that just as like a stepping stone. You want to make a living off of using the government as your fucking daddy, you fucking whores. I'm sorry, someone's gonna say, oh wait, whoa, why'd you take? Look, there's a lot of anger behind this, so I just had to say, you fucking little whores that have kids out of wedlock, your kids are fucked up. I'm just gonna say, all your little black kids, your little mixed kids, your little kids are fucked up already. And someone's gonna say, why are they fucked up? It has nothing to do with race. It's not that they're black that they're fucked up. It's their fucking mothers, fathers, and family in a neighborhood and situation that creates fucked up individuals. And you don't raise these kids with a father in the home. Shame on the father, because the father does not take charge over his role as a father in these homes. So these fucking kids are being raised by moms, aunties, fucking stranger, friend of the family, babysitter, raised by a fucking tablet, TV, no actual real father to instill certain strong morals, cultivate things and things like that, help their psychological development and all that. Like, teach them things, spend actual time with these kids. So you got these kids that are just like thrown into this chaotic world, and then you have these dumbass, I'm just gonna lay it on you motherfuckers, you dumbass, whore ass, busted ass, dime a dozen fucking bitches. Not always black, but a lot of you some dumbass black bitches that ain't worth shit. And you know that shit. You know you ain't got no chance with nothing, so you figure you just live for the day to day. You know what I mean? You just like the perks of like, oh yeah, let me have another kid so I can get more benefits. Oh yeah, let me do this. Let me have another kid out wedlock. Let me do this. Let me do that. Man, you're a fucking mess, man. And your kids are a fucking mess. It's just a mess, man. And that's what I mean about the black community, about us always relying on some fucking white motherfucker who many times this motherfucker is a nasty, deviant, shady, little, disgusting motherfucker themselves. So they want people to rely on them. Like, this is almost like the same issue of these, like, you know, you get these busted ass, good for nothing, dime a dozen fucking men, especially unattractive. They have no fucking, no chance in the world of acquiring, like, any type of woman of any value. So what they do is they prey on women who are, like, homeless. You know, you prey on women who are maybe a little bit mentally disabled. Maybe a chick that's, like, foreign. You know, that chick is foreign as fuck. She doesn't even really know her English that well. She doesn't have any connections. So you're like, yeah, you're like, you want to prey on that because, like, you know, strong-headed, knowledgeable American women will not give you the time of fucking day. So you're not going to take the higher road and say, oh yeah, well, you know, let me improve myself. Let me looks max, as they call it, you know, let me try to do this. Let me try to see if I could, like, get more money up. 'Cause, I mean, at least you have enough money to have a vehicle and to be driving these women, to be meeting these women, these fucking low value women themselves. But at least you have that going on. You have your own place and all that. So go up. Don't like. But this is what I mean. If you're a predatory, deviant little motherfucker, then that's what you do. And this is the thing. You need to be cut out like a cancer. That's why I look at you. You need to target people that are on some shit like that and boot them out and completely annihilate them. And I'm about to cut it off. But this is my mentality is just that, is to see straight through the bullshit, see how serious the situation is, and if it's that bad, then fucking annihilate you. You know what I mean? Then just annihilate the whole thing, ruin your entire operation, topple it all, sabotage the fuck out of you, and shame the fuck out of you, and shun you into, like, nothingness. You know what I mean? Into obscurity. Like, just push you into a deep, dark corner to where you're afraid to show your face. You know what I mean? Because that's how I look at it. But the truth of the matter is, we've seen things like, what is it, like, you know, the Harvey Weinstein shit, other people. I've seen people get toppled and get humbled and get, you know, the shit knocked out like they really should, that are on some type of, you know, some type of shady shit. But just like, you know, the Bill Cosby shit. You know, you see him with a big ass cataract in his eye, looking all, you know, just, you know. So it's like sometimes that does happen to people that have money. But the problem is this: many of these people are so powerful, they've accomplished so much and have so much power that it's unrealistic to think that they will get dethroned like that. Like, it's just unrealistic. You know, it's unrealistic to think that, like, someone is going to pick them out and then they're going to just get toppled because, you know, they're doing things like that are very predatory and shady, and they're attacking people's kids of all things. You know, when you start attacking people's kids, that's like, in my opinion, there's no, how do I say this? In my opinion, there's no coming back for you after that. Like, for me, you're done. Like, there's no, you ain't coming back for that. Because what that tells me is, you wanted to snuff out someone that could have been something, not someone that is even an adult. Like, they were an adult, you know, you know, they're not so innocent as an adult, you know. Not saying that an adult can't be innocent, but what I'm saying is, it's way more, what's the word, deplorable. Like, it's way more fucked up that you would try to snuff out or pervert or destroy something that doesn't even have a chance to be anything. that makes sense to you. That's how I look at it. So I look at it like, if you're on some shit like that, then I have no remorse for you, you know, and I can only wish the worst on you. I could only, like I said, you would only be crushed, smashed, destroyed, obliterated into like nothing. You know, that you will never come back from. Like if I had it my way, we'd be dead. You're not coming back. Someone's like, "Oh, that's harsh." I don't give a fuck what it is. This is my opinion on this shit, man. This is my fucking channel. So this is Steve's Art and Fun channel. Someone's like, "This isn't fun." Fuck you. Fun shit comes in the future when I actually have more to work with. So I just had to rant on that because I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing people do all this disgusting shit. You know, like, this is just not acceptable, man. And I'm not standing for it either. I don't know about you, but I don't just look at that and just think like, oh yeah, we're just gonna roll with that. No, we're not just rolling with that. It's not. This needs to be addressed. So this is the rant, and I think I'm gonna call this literally the invasion of the groomers because that's what it, because that's what it is. That's what this actually is. Is we're witnessing the invasion of the groomers, man. So, you know, if you enjoy this rant and you agree with this type of stuff, this type of dogma, then hey, like, comment, and sub. This is Steve's Art and Fun, and until next time, have a nice day.